Not sure what that was all about. So anyone that's just joining us, it's not quite started yet. I think the preliminaries are taking away. People are just getting organised. A few interviews. But it's building slowly. No doubt this will be nice and peaceful. Can't guarantee an exciting stream today, but hope it'll all go smoothly.
I'm right, how are you? You can't hide, mate. You can't hide behind that mask.
How are you, Rick?
I know. Fine.
Funny, we were just questioning the adjective on your sign.
Sorry?
Ugly hotel.
It just came to me the other night. It was rather curious. I was reading her name and thinking this is anything but pretty.
Oh, I see, yeah.
Oh, did you not get it?
No. I just thought it was derogatory because of what they look like.
Oh, she is quite pretty. I mean, other than the person, pretty ugly hat, huh?
Oh, yeah, she is definitely that, yeah. Stop thinking. How do you do? Good.
I'm very pleased to see the sun.
Oh, I know, yeah. we went to a friend's yesterday for a picnic at Rock Rock.
Oh yeah.
Everybody's so excited about being young.
But there are a lot of people out there.
I mean, they're all saying,
Still waiting to start. Some of the students have asked for a 12:30 start. So who knows what's going to happen between now and then.
Yeah, sure. Is this you recording it?
Yeah, or I can do a notepad, whichever suits you. Notepad, yeah. Voice.
You know that cutting that they put off the bill, the next reading of the bill?
Because it's very much the message from all the placards is very much peaceful protest.
All of us here are totally committed to violence doesn't do anyone any good, doesn't help. It's important to be peaceful and respectful.
And this is the sort of the Extinction Rebellion do quite a lot of protests around Hereford, haven't they, in the past, and they've all been quite successful.
Yeah, I think we've started to see that public perceptions are shifting. You know, I think there's some poll recently that said more than 75% of people are worried about climate change, and I hope that's because they've heard from Extinction Rebellion and others like Greta Thunberg, and they're starting to notice that actually there's something really important going on and we need to act quickly.
And visually, the protests in the past have been really good, haven't they, with sort of the globe being carried through town and stuff like that. They kind of try and hit home the Extinction Rebellion protest, don't they?
Yeah, it's all, we try to have a kind of humorous aspect to it, and to use kind of really good visuals and good messaging to engage people and help them realise what the issues are without, you know, frightening
Right,
them
Mr.
too much.
Shipman, keep the check clean.
Right, what's your name?
My name's Christine Jameson, K-R-I-S-T-I-N-A, Jameson, J-A-M-I-E-S-O-N.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Quite cheap. Yeah, completely. And you do feel, I love that when you're kind of like before events, that you're feeling that you're moving around. You don't really see people in the parks, do you?
And then it also doesn't make sense because obviously we want to listen anyway, I don't know, basically they didn't want,
Like, you know, I don't know if but when we went to Malta, there was a big square, and it was every day people would line dance together. Anybody could just rock up.
what they decided was that last time a couple of years ago, because then I just got asked to do the
Said was doing just ridiculous shots so he said he was going on Tuesday.
It's getting bloody warm.
Took him quite a few shots. They had the Movi on Ronin, and they didn't have it in follow. They were literally just, I mean, they were literally doing the same following a bar down on the ground, up, doing 360s, following him into his back, carrying on, none of this. And then the other thing they did was they wanted a drone shot. The guy comes running out of this double doors of his car and is running full tilt. And the drones had to track backwards at head high. So the guy runs into about 6 feet from the ground. And just before they go, they feel it was smoke. The drone people can't see where he's coming, when he's coming. There's nothing there. And it took them 20 takes. And they were like, who the fuck are these guys? And so that set Britain back up.
It's all very quiet so far. Very slow build up.
What would you do? Yeah, but what would you do?
When it starts, I'll get into a better position. I'm pretty sure there'll be loads of room.
I don't know how else you would have done it. That's what they were asking for. See, what Tom wants is roughly ready. He didn't want also training. He didn't want to with energy in it. And what the producers wanted was that was already Tom was getting he do those
Let's go for a walk around. You're live if you want to say something. There's more police for a guy that was dog crap on the lawn here last week. Well, there's not exactly a lot of people here. Green.
Good day for it.
I just wanted to start by saying that I'm non-violent. Are all of you? Yes. I'm non-violent. Are all of you? Yes. Before we start, we just got to have a bit of a quick brief of the protest. So I'm going to pass you over to David.
Okay, so can you hear me all right? Yeah. At the back? Louder? Yeah? Okay, thank you at the back. So welcome. It's great to see, over 100 people here at short notice. I think it shows how important it is to all of us that we register our objection to this bill. And I'd just like to say a few things about how we're running it today. We are legally allowed to protest under the COVID restrictions that have been eased. But we would like you to stick to the COVID guidelines. So social distancing, you can be in groups of up to 6 people, but no more than that. Please wear a mask and keep your 2 meters. And please allow the public to pass and keep the pathways free. And when we move into the bull in the centre of town, again, be aware of other people and making sure we're not blocking access for people. There is a service in the cathedral going on, and they have allowed us to use this space, but they will be coming out shortly. So again, I'm showing them some respect for their kind of have understood that we're here and why we're here, and given us permission to do this. And as Holly so rightly said, this is a peaceful protest and zero tolerance of violence or vandalism. And so please don't become violent and keep away from anybody who does, I guess. And we have called this demonstration the right to protest for a good reason, because we prefer that language. And we do think we should be committed to stopping the new police crime sentencing and courts bill. And it's very easy to look it up on YouGov. I'd recommend you do that. 2 pages that explains why Cressida Dick wanted this, as she's the chief of the Met, wanted this legislation because of what we did in Oxford Circus with the Pink Boat, and wants to extend the powers of the police over peaceful protest that is stationary in the way that they have powers over when we march. So it's a direct response to Extinction Rebellion's creative forms of protest, which I think have moved the debate forward in this country enormously in the last 2 years about climate breakdown and the multiple crises we face. So do research and do have a look at what's doing. Can I do it louder? Yes. Sorry, it said it's loudest. And what we'd like really today is for this protest to be an example of how we can do peaceful protest, what we're standing up for, and to lead the way in way our voices can be heard and we won't be silenced. We want the right to protest. What do you want?
The right to protest!
Thank you for your audience participation.
Thank you all so much for coming to make sure we have our voices heard and we don't get that taken away from us. This is for the future generations and the future of the world we call home. A planet that's already in crisis and in a state of an emergency in more ways than one. We're all today to stop the new police, crime, sentencing and courts bill from being legalised, because this would limit our freedom of speech even more than what it is already, and would dictate how we have our voices heard and when. In times of great uncertainty and devastation, we need to unite and we need to collectively rise up together. Let's not give any more of ourselves to these greedy monsters who are already there to benefit the rich and control the rest of us. Let's not let them take our voices and our basic human rights to freedom of speech. The right to protest and stand up for the minorities and injustices in the world. Let's protect our right to free speech, to be able to challenge the government over issues of injustice and importance to democracy. We want to protect our rights to protest. What do we want?
The right to protest!
What do we want?
The right to protest!
I'd like to ask everybody to take a few minutes to interact with each other, if you're comfortable in doing so, in no more than groups of 6 and socially distanced, to discuss what a future with the bill in place and no freedom of speech would look like for the future of humankind and our planet. And we'll reconvene in a couple of minutes. Thank you.
Oh, I see.
One gentleman came up to me and asked me whether I wear a mask. So I have to. It makes me laugh and manage a socially distanced event, but then try and force a mask mandate outdoors. Just my rant. But when you look around and because everyone's wearing masks, they just comfortably get together, you know? I'm like, I'm not criticising, I'm just speaking out loud, thinking out loud. Keep my mouth shut. feel free to share the stream, otherwise you'll probably kill the channel if you do in this exciting event. But hey, it is what it is. I think they're going through town. I think they're going through town after this anyway, into Hereford. It's all very sophisticated today.
Have to brick all of the major buildings, like not small businesses, all the council.
We're discussing our rights.
Yeah, right. What would
And I mean, do you think in Herefordshire does this have additional significance? You know, it's a rural place. Though we've seen lots of different, we've seen lots of different protests in other cities. Is there something different about today? Do you think?
Well, it's the same everywhere, really. The law, well, it's in England. The law applies everywhere in England, doesn't it? Like, what's the difference? So, you know, I mean, in Hereford, I guess actually is more significant because we get the same MP every time. Every election ends up with the same MP. So there's a significant number of Herefordshire residents that are completely unrepresented by our MPs, completely unrepresented on the council, which is why we need to have protests, because that is the only free speech people like that have in Herefordshire.
I guess some people with coronavirus, they would say that they would say that if it's that it could be causing a public nuisance. That's what Priti Patel said in her bill. I mean, how would you react to that comment?
Well, coronavirus isn't going to be here forever, and this law is going to apply after the coronavirus pandemic, when it's gone completely. Not only that, but the law is specifically worded to say if there is a protest that is, and I quote, at risk of causing serious annoyance. So it doesn't even have to actually cause anything. There could be a risk it might cause somebody to be annoyed, and it could get you a 10-year prison sentence. Bear in mind you can get half of that for rape. It's disproportionate and it's ridiculous.
Brilliant, that's great. Thank you very much.
No problem.
That's
Thank
excellent.
you.
Thank you.
Oh, it is. Hello. Long time no see. Yeah, that's true. No,
Yeah, definitely. I've bought an stock ticket to gone, so.
Oh, come on.
I thought, actually, this is really nice. It's keeping my face warm when I'm outside. Yes. So yes, maybe as we went to the gardens, I'll just wear them.
I didn't recognise it.
No. Oh, but that's it. We're doing this. You're going to place somebody, aren't you?
Hello, everyone. Thank you for taking a few minutes to talk. Does anyone want to either put your hand up and shout out what a future with the bill in place and lack of freedom of speech could mean, or you're more than welcome to come up and use the microphone?
It would be pretty shit.
Yes, it would.
Creeping fascism.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes. It would be like Hong Kong.
Thank you. It is not. Thank you.
A veteran having a say. Well done.
How to put this. It's not going to happen overnight. It's going to be a creeping thing. We're going to get more and more like countries that are a little bit repressive, and then it's a slippery slope until we end up like Chinese Hong Kong or Myanmar. But it will happen unless folks like you step up and keep going. Thank you.
Would anybody else like to come up? Anything else to say? Any more things to shout back? Hello. Yeah.
Hi there. Is that okay? Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay.
Is that better? Okay. I arrived here in 1987 from Ireland. I've worked very hard in this country. Hopefully I've done a little bit of good. The thing in 1987, and that has always been said to me in England, is how important it is and how proud the English are specifically, but the British generally are, of free speech and their right to protest. And even when I saw BNP marches in central London when I lived there, and they were terrifying, the British people in this country were really super proud that those people could make those marches and protest and say what they needed to say. Now we're about to lose that. The English will lose it, and I will be deported. You know, my husband is preparing to sell the house if that happens, but I won't be here anymore, and a lot more people like me won't be here. So that's what the country will be like. It will be sanitized. Okay, bye.
Hello? Hey, so I'm American, so I've been seeing this stuff for a long time as well, and it's really disheartening to see it coming to the UK as well. And I wanted to say that even if these protests are successful and the bill gets revoked and the other bills that are being passed now for exonerating war crimes and things, this fight will never end until we really put our foot down, because these protests and this bill being introduced is only to legalize the things that they have already been doing in America and England, across the world. So even if they get revoked, we still have to fight. We still have to get out and protest, because these things will keep happening. They'll just be put behind closed doors and hushed away. So yeah, that's all I have to say.
Thank you so much to every one of you that spoke. If there's nobody else that wants to come up and speak.
Hello. The tree of liberty must from time to time be watered by the blood of patriots and tyrants. When it comes down to it, which one are you? The state, when it has taken your freedoms, when you look back at history, rarely gives it back voluntarily. It is time for all of us now to put down our collective foot, to cast the gauntlet down and draw the line in the dust, and say that this is enough, and that they may take no more of our freedoms, for we have suffered enough already, and I will not ask the state, or any official, or any governmental organisation, for the basic right to exercise my individual liberty. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. So we're now going to gather at the Bull in Hightown to continue our protest. I'm going to ask stewards to walk down and guide you along the way. Please be peaceful, mindful of the public, and mindful not to block the roads in any traffic. Please keep keep socially distanced in no more of a group of 6. Wearing masks, and please do not litter. Okay, if you could start making your way, that would be great. Thank you.
Probably dropped the signal out in Hereford Town Centre. It's pretty bad. But anyone that's watching, thanks very much. Not the most exciting day, but still people's right to protest. Got to stop. Oh. Okay. So protest 101. Know which direction you're going to go in. I think that pretty much sums it up. Can't see it. Someone's in a hurry. Hey, you right? Oxygen getting to that brain.
Excuse me? Where's your mask?
I think someone's trying to make a point over there. The only person who's getting attacked here is me.
I thought she was just being conspicuous. But I think it's that, isn't it? Yeah.
Just for you. Yeah. 50 pence your strawberry, 50 pence your raspberry. We're going to go and continue.
Yeah, sorry when the stream dropped out. Teething problems, I'll sort it out. It's just finished. I did film it with another camera to the end, so I'll try and add in what I missed. Apologies for that. Hereford's not the greatest for 4G. Have a good day. See you later.
50 pence your strawberry, 50